We are live this Wednesday, Valentine's Day. It is here. It is here. Some of you may be celebrating it in one way or maybe perhaps another, depending on if you are with anybody or not. Um, that's usually one one thing or the other. People who are in couples certainly follow a different path than those who are probably single, who are probably at home eating ramen noodles, some sort of ice cream, and watching some sort of film alone or playing video games or whatever. That kind of depends on who you are and what's going on with you. Um, I am joined by some really awesome people tonight. They have chosen to set aside some time here on this Valentine's Day to hang out with all of us, and I'd like to say hello to Mr. Cass Warfox.
Howdy.
Hi, Cass. Would you like to do a little pre-shill?
Okay, so I'm Kaz Warfox, and there's nothing really much about me. I just do politics and gaming shit. Want to find my channel or what have you? It's literally the same picture and name that I use here. So yeah.
Awesome. And of course, we have the great, the one and only Irate Prostate.
Hey folks, it's Irate Prostate here. And so what am I supposed to do? A pre-show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do a thing. I've got a show called Cream Stream, do every Friday. Tomorrow, we're doing a special thing with Big Fat Brian, and we're going to do a Discord-based call-in show. So when I open the stream up, I'll pop a Discord link in, and then you pull in the waiting room, and then we'll pull you in and do a talk. We're going to be talking about the Cloverfield paradox and all three Cloverfield movies. And
Excellent.
So yeah, it's going to be pretty happening.
Okay. And we have the awesome Scoobie 331.
Hey y'all, Scoobie 331. Sorry it took me a minute to hop in. I had to run out to the corner with my headphones.
A bit of Ultron going on there, buddy.
Ah, damn it! Let me hop in and out.
Okay.
Yeah, your game's up a little bit too.
Yeah. Okay. While Scoobie is adjusting his stuff, we will get to Tara Sin.
I'm Tara Sin. You can find me on IMVU, YouTube, and Twitter.
Awesome. And Scoobie is back.
Okay. That should be better, hopefully.
Oh, much better.
Thank
Yes.
you, Jesus.
It sounded like you were screaming through a Pringles can there when you.
Modern technology.
Yeah, modern technology.
Gotta love it.
So you got a pre-show for us, man?
Oh, just usual. You guys know my deal. I'm going to be trying to put up a little bit more content in the coming months now that it's springtime. Going to be going into Manhattan and filming craziness for you guys. So any requests, anything going down in Manhattan I don't know about, let me know. I'll go film it.
Excellent. And let's see. I am, of course, this next 6 minutes, I'm your host for this evening on the Chaos 120 streaming show. You can find me at the Next 6 Minutes channel. You must spell out the word 6, or else you will not find it. I also have the Next Live Streams channel. That is the channel that you're currently listening to right now. This weekend, I have an international tea time stream at 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking about the politicizing of movies. So I'm going to have some people from overseas and across the border and all that fun stuff, and we're gonna talk about this latest trend of this politicizing film. So that's going to be an interesting conversation. Before we get to anything, I just want to say that it was an honor to have to have my guests that I had this weekend for my tea time stream. That was the pre-Westminster Dog Show stream. We talked about dogs, and it was very fun. And I had the wonderful Bloodwing, and also the awesome Irate Bear, and we talked about dogs. And it's really nice. It was a really good show. You can listen to it yourself on my next live streams channel. It was quite a stream. It's called Best in Show, and I just wanted to make mention of who won Best in Show. The lucky canine that was chosen for its grace, its stature, and its cuteness. And it was a Bichon Frise.
Oh, nice.
Named Flynn.
Awesome.
It's a wonderful little poofy white dog.
I got a cousin with hair like that.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like a cross between like a poodle and a snowman.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I'll be right back.
These are lovely, lively little dogs that they're always a treat to see. Just their little legs just moving really fast. Is
it a terrier? It kind of, is that what I'm seeing a little bit there? Like a terrier with an afro there?
Something like that. I believe I don't remember if they're in the toy group or not, but
that sucker looks soft and plush.
Yes, he does. It looks like something you would curl up with in like a winter night, and it would protect you. It would sense the danger and do its little yapping barks. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I always defend, when people argue, I always defend the dogs because, people talk about how awesome cats are and stuff, but a dog will take a bullet for you,
Yeah.
And the cat, will just look at you and say, watch you die. And say, yeah, in about 2 or 3 hours, I'm going to be eating your face, so see you later.
I am both a cat person and a dog person. So I agree that cats do have their flaws, but they're certainly wonderful pets as well. And
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of dogs as well because they are quite awesome. So I just wanted to bring that up and congratulate the winner of the 142nd Westminster Dog Show. They've been doing this for a long time. So yeah, they've been doing this a long time, and many a dog has won Best in Show, and that was this year. So congratulations, Flynn, for being an awesome little dog.
That is very cool. And just remember, everybody, no matter if you have a dog or a cat, if you have new neighbors and they're from Indochina, be wary because that dog might wind up on the menu. So,
yeah.
Oh God, it reminds me of like something that happened in real life that was really, really fucked up.
Okay, enlighten me.
Literally one time, this is what my cousin told me because she like lives 14 minutes away from me, and one time she's a definite cat lover. She's got a bunch of cats, and one time there was this group of Asian guys having this literal basket on a bike, and they were just looking around for cats, and they were literally picking them up and just putting them in the basket, and they're just looking around like, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing with them. They actually they eat them. It's a big thing over there. We actually had a few of the Chinese restaurants around here. They had to close them down because they were selling people cat.
Yeah.
I
wasn't saying that being racist, Cass. I'm being dead serious. If your neighbors are right off the boat from Indochina, like right above Vietnam, that's a big thing in their menu is cat and dog. I'm always saying this because my sister's neighbors, they moved up here from, I think, Panama, and they ate my nephew's snake. So you got to be careful with your pets because, your new neighbors, especially around here, they might eat your fucking animals. So got to be careful.
Yeah. So, I'm one of those paranoid cat owners. I never liked to actually let them outside, much to the chagrin of my family and so on and so forth. They really preferred the cats be outside and so on and so forth. But I was never in favor of that. Yeah, you do kind of you have to you have to be vigilant. You have to really take care of your business.
Yeah.
Let's see really quickly. There's only 3 games going on tonight, so I'll just briefly go into. Let's see. Irving's not favorite hockey team. I repeat, Irving Twins not favorite hockey team. The Toronto Maple Leafs have defeated the Columbus Blue Jackets 6-3. That is the final. Vancouver is currently beating Florida Man for a for a change here. Vancouver is currently 1-0 on the Florida Panthers with 18-13 left in the period. I don't expect that score to stay in their favor because they've had a bad record playing teams from the great state of Florida, the entertaining state of Florida, I should say. Okay. The Colorado Avalanche is currently knotted at 0 with the Montreal Canadiens at the end of the first period. So we'll keep an eye on those scorers for the duration. And Tara is screaming at her dog. Or screaming at a dog. I don't know if it's actually her dog, but there's screaming and there's a dog involved, and Tara, I believe, is the one that's involved with the yelling and the dog.
Suffice to say, it is not the rerun of Westminster.
Right. It's best in show, not best in shout. Anyhow. Is anything that you guys would like to bring up before we jump into chaos news?
Just something I wanted to mention. I'd seen it earlier. I didn't get a chance to mention it to you earlier, Six.
What's up?
A story that dropped today.
Ooh.
Trump's newest thing. I don't know if it dropped today or maybe last night, but this is the first I hear of it. Trump's newest thing that he's doing. Instead of food stamps, they're going to be giving these people now Blue Apron.
Yeah.
Where they actually bring. Yeah. And,
it's the actual food.
Yeah. And now these Black Zulus, I actually put the thing up in my my Discord. It's, you know, when I call them Black Zulus, I mean these are the people who wear like the dashikis and the wraps around their head and the bones through their ears and shit. You know, the nut jobs. Well, they actually are now. They put up a video that the white man is trying to poison them. Gourmet
Really?
food is poison.
Well,
Really?
you know that yeah, there's a bunch of paranoia, you know, a lot of Alex Jonesy kind of shit, like, you know, the deal about Reagan inventing AIDS or having AIDS, you know, created to you know, kill off you know, a huge number of African Americans and stuff. Yeah, yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. You know?
Yeah, I've heard this particular kind of conspiracy theory for a long time now, and it usually occurs when there are aid workers and overseas trying to help out local communities of indigenous tribal sort of people, and they're routinely accused of spiking whatever they're giving them, whether it be a disease or some kind of like a sterilization or magic or something like that. It's usually something whenever they're passing out like either food, medicine, water, even like emotional assistance. That there's always some crackpots in those communities that get paranoid and think that, oh shit, they're trying to kill us, or they're trying to control us, or they're trying to do something very nefarious. There's something underhanded and shady going on here, and we have to act out violently and so on and so forth. So I've heard of this kind of thing before. And,
well, this is specifically this community down in like the Carolinas. It's a bunch of people who just dress like they're Africans. They call themselves the Israelites.
Oh,
And
it's a cult.
yeah.
yes, and now this is the white man is poisoning them.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Well, no, this is a good thing, because you know what the thing is now? They're going to get off of welfare and they're going to start farms.
Oh, that's nice. Self-reliance, actually producing the food that you eat, and so on and so forth. That's the kind of meritocracy that we try to encourage with most people. But Well, I certainly hope that the silver lining is silver and big enough and heavy enough to actually, get them to where they need to be, as opposed to where they think they ought to be, and whatever. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. The irony is delicious, though. No, how dare you give us gourmet food for free, white man? We're gonna grow our own. Okay.
Okay. Good luck
Well,
with that.
you know, have y'all noticed how like canned? I don't know about anybody else, but canned and frozen vegetables have they're almost like they're flavorless now.
Yeah.
Well, they pasteurize the shit out of that stuff to keep it from spoiling and stuff, and that does two things. It does kill a lot of the bacteria that would otherwise poison the food, but it also kills off a lot of the flavor. And
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe the genetic modification had something to do with that too, because it's like a couple of months ago I had some kind of what do they call it, legacy corn or something like that. And I swear to God, I was like, oh my God, this is like real corn, man. It tastes like actual corn.
Here's the thing about that, and I don't know if this is still a practice that they do, but I know this in particular about tomatoes, is that you ever wonder why when you bring home a nice big juicy looking tomato and you start eating it and it tastes more like it's green?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a good reason for that, because it essentially is. What they do is they artificially artificially ripen the appearance of these tomatoes.
Capsaicin injection.
Mm-hmm. They do that, as well as introduce a gas that is normally occurs when a fruit or vegetable ripens. They essentially stick these tomatoes into these big bags, and they pump this gas in there. And what it does is it makes it look like it's more ripe than it actually is, and when in fact it's actually still a fairly green tomato, right. Which would be fine if you're making fried green tomatoes, but most people know that that's not quite the application. That's why something that's fresh off the vine from your backyard tastes like a chasm of difference between that and what you get normally from the grocery store. It's because these are essentially green tomatoes, and
oh yeah, I haven't bought tomatoes in a grocery store in probably 8 years.
Yeah, and the reason that they do this is getting it to market quickly.
Right.
It's all about
so they don't go rotten. That's just that sucks, doesn't it, man?
Yeah.
This is why if I'm by really hard up for like some really great tasting tomatoes, if I can't grow them myself, which is difficult living in a 1-bedroom apartment in the middle of the city. Well, it's not really the middle of the city, but it's in a city, and I don't have access to like soil to grow my stuff. Then I look for farmers markets.
Do what I do. Stucco buckets on your roof.
Oh, okay.
Works like a charm. I just go up on the roof and I move them around.
Well, aside from stucco buckets, I look for actual like farmers markets. There's one that fairly regularly shows up at the parking lot of my church. So if I want some good stuff, then I go there. But if I don't give two shits about how my tomato tastes, then I'll get some at the supermarket.
Yeah, farmers market, man. That's where it's at. I'm with you.
Well, you got to realize a lot of the shit that you've been getting has been coming in from other countries because of that shit that Pelosi pulled over in California.
Yep.
Probably, yeah.
California is the perfect state for my communist utopia.
You have my condolences, Cass. I don't know how the hell you can live over there. I thought I had it bad living in New York, but Jesus.
Cass,
well, I mean, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. One is almost never getting a job, getting used to that, because jobs here are so limited like crazy. That's why everyone's leaving the state.
They're ended up in my state, and they're unfortunately some of them bringing their shitty Californian politics with them.
Unbelievable what they did to that state. Heartbreaking.
Oh God.
Hi, I'm Mr. Scoob.
Hey, Tara. What's going on?
Sorry I was muted so long. There were like tons of kids here and they were being noisy.
Oh, good.
I don't know why people complain about California. It's lit.
Thank you, Bernie.
The state's on fire. Sir, it's literally on fire.
I'm okay with it.
That's the point.
I prefer salmon.
Oh, give me 1 second, guys.
Alrighty. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to get our first story queued up here, and there's Colleen Bernier. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for supplying us with our stories here. Colleen Bernier is, of course, the senior Florida correspondent for Chaos 120, as well as Lords of the Night and other streaming groups.
I actually had the pleasure of sitting in and having an extended conversation with Colleen. She's an awesome person. Awesome.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. I was able to actually speak with her briefly on that stream Saturday. Very interesting avatar. I don't exactly know what's going on there. It appears as though it's a bridge with Dr. Pepper flowing under it. I really got to ask what's up with that thing. All right, let's see. Scoob is probably taking care of something, but he may be able to still hear us. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading our wonderful story here. And it comes to us from, I don't know where exactly, but it seems to be rather interesting. My gas pedal is stuck. BMW driver tells 9/11 as he barrels down the interstate at nearly 100 miles per hour.
Holy shit.
Yeah. A runaway train scenario going on there. Yes. A runaway BMW SUV tore down a Florida interstate for nearly 40 miles Monday, but the motorist managed to keep his cool while authorities made several attempts to stop him. Telling a 9/11 dispatcher calmly, my gas pedal is stuck, according to the Florida Highway Patrol in dramatic recordings. I imagine they were dramatic. In a statement, a BMW spokesman called the scenario implausible and said that there were numerous ways in which the driver could have stopped the car. We would be happy to work with Florida State Police to investigate the cause of the incident, the company added. The driver, Joseph Cooper, was alone in his SUV on I-95 near Vero Beach just before 1 p.m. when he lost control. He told emergency dispatchers authorities helped control traffic as he careened as fast as 95 miles per hour with flashers and a green strobe on. A green strobe. Is that the standard equipment on a BMW SUV, a green strobe?
What the fuck?
I have no clue.
I don't know enough about BMW SUVs to give a good answer with that. If anybody in the chat understands the mechanics that go on as far as the SUVs of the BMW line go, I would be very curious to know what the hell this green flashing thing is. Anyhow, asked if he could shift to neutral, he told the dispatcher, I can't, ma'am. I tried that already. I'm trying to hold on to the wheel and talk to you at the same time. He told the dispatcher he almost hit someone. Get out of the way, he yelled, according to the recording. Well, nobody's going to hear you. Anyhow, when authorities tried to slow down the car using spike stop sticks, Cooper avoided them. The Highway Patrol reported. The officials tossed out stop sticks again, the tongue twister, blowing out the right two tires, which slowed the car down to about 60 miles per hour, the Highway Patrol said. Dashcam video released by the Fellsmere Police Department shows an officer deploying spike strips on the interstate in their third and final deployment of the strips to stop the car. The BMW is seen going over the spike strips, which hit the left two tires. That slowed the car down to 40 miles per hour, but Cooper was still unable to stop. The vehicle was traveling on all four rims with no tire, the Highway Patrol said. I really hate the redundancy when they say, I know it's part of writing etiquette to say who said something, but try to include it in like its own paragraph, and then just have the somebody who said, because it's really awkward when somebody's actually trying to read that and constantly saying the highway patrol said. It's just, that irks me. Anyway, minutes later, the video shows the SUV coming to a complete stop, and as smoke surrounds the vehicle, the driver got out to talk to authorities. At that point, Cooper had traveled more than 40 miles. Miraculously, no one was injured. Lieutenant Alvaro Fiola told the Highway Patrol. Oh, the Florida Highway Patrol told ABC News, sorry. Fiola said Cooper made the right choices in the dangerous situation. He did call 911. He did wear a seatbelt. He kept the dispatch aware of mile markers, Fiola said. Thank God, in this situation, no one got hurt. Traffic was maybe a little light. It wasn't rush hour. The BMW spokesman said in a statement that BMW drivers have long been able to rely on integrated safety systems that help ensure safe operation of every BMW vehicle. All BMW vehicles, including the 2003 X5 described in this incident, employ an electronic accelerator pedal, which uses software logic to override the accelerator when the brake pedal is pressed while driving. This fail-safe software means that if a vehicle detects that both the pedals are depressed, on the onboard electronics will reduce engine power so that the driver may stop safely. Furthermore, the accelerator pedal on the BMW vehicles is hinged at the bottom and mounts to the floor. Therefore, an object on floor mat cannot slide onto the accelerator pedal and jam it. Original BMW floor mats are custom fitted for each vehicle and are installed with anchors to keep them properly located in the front footwells of each vehicle. The vehicle could also have been stopped by two additional means: by placing the transmission in neutral and coasting to a stop, and or by shutting off the ignition without removing the key. This is accomplished by turning the key counterclockwise. The engine would have shut off, and the driver could have safely coasted to a stop. So what do you think happened here? I would say
going for joy.
Either the guy is full of shit, or he's been doing some modifications to the vehicle, which rendered most or all the safety features null.
He must have some really brown eyes.
So roboting just a bit there, Tara.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, something about brown eyes.
He said he must have some really brown eyes.
Ah, for the shit. Yeah, the green flashing light is like, why the fuck would he have that? I mean, unless he was trying to imitate some form of law enforcement, or some type of emergency vehicle for people to get out of his way or something, and it got stuck, or I don't know. There's got to be there's something that's not that he's leaving out of the picture, because
there's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm smelling some fish here, and we're not at Red Lobster.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm gonna make the call that I don't think that there's there seems to be a lot wrong with this story here, and yeah. We'll find out eventually, I suppose, if there's a follow-up to this story.
That's interesting. You have to put a check next to it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a deal with BMWs too, that he just kind of found out on. Strange.
Yeah, I think another thing that came to mind whenever I was reading this was that perhaps in the past this may have been a stolen vehicle that was sold again, and there perhaps were some safety features that were either disabled or damaged by the previous quote unquote owner.
Oh, maybe it was a wreck. Maybe that had been,
like a salvage.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, salvage or something, and
He could have just got a lemon. It does happen.
Yeah,
does happen too.
that's also possible.
You know, this actually reminded me of a story my father told me when I was a boy. A friend of his, I think back in like the 50s or 60s, this guy had a Rolls Royce. And for whatever reason, I guess, fuck it, you got money for a Rolls, you go driving places. This guy just wound up breaking down in the desert. I forget what had happened exactly. It was, fuck, I forget what, but something happened to this thing. And so the mechanic came out to fix the thing. Oh, that's right. I think the transmission went. So he said when the guy was finished, how much do I owe you? And he said, don't worry, Rolls-Royce will contact you. And so he waited and waited. He didn't hear from them. It was over a year. So finally he contacted Rolls-Royce. And so they went and they looked it up. And they said to him, they said, sir, we have no record of a Rolls-Royce breaking down in the desert. Have a very nice day.
Whoa.
So the whole thing was, it was more important to them to just give the guy a new transmission than it was for him to make a stink about it. So
Interesting.
Yeah. Think about it, if you're giving your customers all new parts for free, you're going to get a reputation for never breaking down, because who the hell is going to, go and squawk to people? Oh yeah, they gave me new shit if I don't tell you about it.
So you're thinking BMW's trying to save face here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I can see that as well.
I'm not going to really call them bald-faced liars either. I mean, let's be realistic about it. These are Germans, and this is, Bavarian Motor Works. These are the guys who made the Luftwaffe. They are known for being anal beyond anal's sake,
Yeah.
That's what cost them the war. A lot of it is what cost them the war is these guys were like ridiculous with their fanaticism on perfection. So
over engineered. You're right.
Oh yeah, look at the Tiger too.
The Panzers, exactly.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful tank, but way over engineered. You're right.
Yeah, complete overkill.
Yep, and it was and a big problem was when they opened up the transmission. The transmission, there was like 2 transmissions for each. Driving gear, and they would open them up, and they would find like all kinds of stuff that the slave labor, the Polish and the Jewish people that they had hired had stuck in, cigarettes and just pieces of metal, screws and shit just thrown in there, and of course the alloys were really shitty too. So yeah.
Yeah.
And they were over-engineered, so they don't go together.
And what is not over-engineered, of course, is the state of Florida. So, sorry, Tara. Okay. Woman says Florida mayor offered speed bumps for sex.
What?
Yeah.
All right, I got nothing.
This from the great city of Lantana. A woman has accused the mayor of a Florida town for promising to get speed bumps put on streets in her neighborhood in exchange for sex. It's a perfect story for this Valentine's Day. Valentine's sex speed bumps. There we go. In a complaint filed January 2nd with the Florida Commission on Ethics, Catherine Padilla said she asked the town to install speed bumps as a safety measure. She says Lantana Mayor David Stewart drove her to a motel after having lunch 3 years ago and said he wanted to have sex with her. She refused, but said he asked her again before the August 2015 vote, which was approved. Let's see. The Palm Beach Post reports that on January 11th, after the Ethics Commission notified Stewart of the complaint, he went to Padilla's home to discuss the situation. Stewart denied the allegations, calling them completely false. Wow. 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 Damn. Yeah, like Scoob says, I don't know what to say.
I mean, what do you say? It's like, imagine the gall of somebody that's that power thing, thinking that exchange was like think about that. Think about the mindset you would have to think that that was an equitable, even something worth actually considering for the other person. Look,
Right.
you throw me a little section, I'll hook you up with some speed bumps. It's like, what the fuck?
I know. Oh gosh.
You know what's really sad? I'm getting this picture in my head of this mayor dressed like Boss Hogg, and, and this woman dressed like Carol Burnett in Annie the musical.
What's
You
the
know,
town?
the fucking feather boa and the friggin' red dress.
What's the town? I'm gonna see if I can get the picture of the mayor.
It's Lantana.
Okay,
Let's see.
like Dantana.
Yeah, it's like Lantana. It's like Montana, but
Okay.
Lan.
All right, got you.
And his name is David Stewart. We're gonna have a look at this David Stewart fella and see if he is at all worth the trouble for getting
Yeah,
those
like-
speed bumps.
Like Dave
Holy
Stewart from
shit.
what was that band? The Eurythmics. All right.
You with Annie Lennox?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the guy was his name was Dave Stewart.
His name is Dan. Anyway. All right, prostate is gonna locate us this winner of a mayor.
Yeah, all right. I found the town. Let's see. I'm gonna go to their website now because they've got one. Come on. Just give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. While you're while you're searching for that, we'll jump to the next one here. Wow.
That good, huh?
Yeah, I would say this is probably one of the best instances of instant karma I've seen in a while. This one's pretty good. I feel like having a round of applause.
Okay.
But I'll read the story first. Okay, alleged killer texts detective instead of wife about girlfriend's murder.
Oh my God.
Wah, wah, wah. Okay, so a Florida man
Wow.
who accidentally texted a detective instead of his wife and predicted his own arrest saw his forecast come true, and it has been charged for the murder of his live-in girlfriend. Marion County Sheriff's officials said they responded to the home of 52-year-old David W. Roaming on January 30th for a reported home invasion with somebody shot. When they arrived, they found Roaming's live-in girlfriend, 64-year-old Sally Kaufman Ruff, unresponsive in the master bedroom with a single gunshot wound to the right side of her head. Kaufman Ruff was taken to a hospital where she died of her injuries. According to court documents, Roaming consented to a search of his home, which recovered a makeshift metal smoking pipe in the front yard. An L&M brand partially used cigarette on the front porch, and evidence the front door had been pried open. They also recovered a red and black cloth from a damaged front door frame that Roaming said was probably torn from the suspect's jacket. Oh, I see. The Star Banner reported Roaming told police he and Kaufman Ruff were asleep in their bed when he was awakened by an unknown male leaning over him. He said the suspect was wearing a head-mounted flashlight. Roaming told police a struggle ensued between him and the suspected robber, and at one point he heard a loud noise. He said the suspect had a revolver in his right hand and fired a second round at him. Detective Damon Baxley noted in court documents the scene was odd because Roaming indicated he had locked the door before going to bed and had not touched the locking mechanism since the incident. Interesting. Later in the day, Baxley said he received 2 text messages from Roaming's phone that said, "I think they were quote, I think they were going to arrest me," and quote, "think they are going to arrest." Roaming told detectives he tried to send those messages to his wife, but accidentally sent them to Baxley. He was frazzled because nothing like this had ever happened to him. Interesting. What precisely was that? Texting to a detective or murdering your girlfriend? Anyhow, according to police reports, Roaming also texted his wife to say he had a very bad night and that someone had broken into the home and that his girlfriend was shot. He said, "Things don't add up and that I'm afraid I did something I don't remember." Detectives said Tuesday that the errant text messages only added to their suspicion about his story. Authorities said Roaming's story of a home invasion further unraveled when his DNA matched samples taken from the metal smoking pipe on the torn cloth and cigarette butt. Additionally, detectives believe the cloth was cut with scissors as the edges seemed straight. Oh boy. Roaming had another interview with officials on Monday in which he acknowledged suffering from blackouts and that he had an out-of-body experience. Roaming said he felt like he was wrestling with himself and the gun went off, shooting Sally.
Oh, shit.
Oh, boy. Police said Roaming eventually told detectives he had staged the home invasion due to having blacked out during the shooting. He admitted there wasn't an intruder. Roaming was arrested Tuesday and charged with homicide, making a false report of a crime and tampering with evidence. Wow. I don't buy I don't buy the blacking out story. I think he just had a fight with her and shot her.
Yeah.
But that's just my speculation there.
I've got the picturesque Mayor David Stewart, who was in that article referred to as a cross between Ernest Hemingway and Jimmy Buffett.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
I really do love Florida. I do.
What a handsome guy.
He's like, I swear, honey, one of these days, pow, right to the moon.
To the moon.
Oh my gosh.
That's classic, man.
I would say creepy Santa Claus is a much better way of describing that guy.
Yeah.
If he's coming down the chimney, you better call the police.
Yeah, when
He might want sex from speed bumps.
Yeah, well, I laughed. You heard me earlier while you were reading the thing. I kind of went, oh, you know.
Yeah.
That was when I first saw his picture, man. It was funny as hell. What a fox. Come here, you want your speed bumps, baby.
What a dreamboat.
Wasted away again in Speed Bumpville. Something tells me that maybe liquor or cocaine may have something to do with that too. Just a guess.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
You know, another thing, and I hate saying something like this because it's going to sound wrong, but I am curious as to see what this woman looked like. I mean, how foxy was she? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I believe somebody in the chat was asking that. Let's see if we can actually track her down.
You know, I mean, and you know, usually the woman who will say it is usually a beast. But you know, when they say, you know, well, it doesn't matter how she looks. Well, on the one hand, if she's really, really hot and this guy has no tact, I'm not defending him, but I can understand. Yeah, okay, maybe I could see where if you had like one or two in you might work something like that out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let's go to the hotel, baby.
You know, like, look, I'll be honest, the same thing. Like, if a woman was a decent-looking woman, and then they showed the man she was talking about, and the man is like, you know, some big supermodel-looking guy with the chiseled jaw and shit, I'd understand if she had, like, one or two whiskey sours and accidentally slipped, you know, like, and said something. You're only human.
Well, she's not horrible-looking.
Yeah, have you got a picture of it?
I do.
Yeah, pull her up. Let's check it out.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's
Well, he's an older gentleman, and I guess maybe after a few beers, whatever. I don't know. Hell, fuck. I'm trying to play devil's advocate for the
You
poor
see,
guy.
no, I think what I'm getting there is an aging trophy wife there, perhaps.
Probably,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
And it might not even be a good picture,
Yeah, true. But still, creepy Santa
It's
Claus.
still nasty, man.
Yeah.
Bumps, for God's sakes.
You can't feel too bad for him because he got away with it once, and then the idiot went to a house to apologize and tried again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
fuck, you get away with it once. Don't go back to the scene
No
of the
shit,
crime and
man.
then shit,
Especially this day and age, you count your lucky stars, and you just keep moving on. So there's no telling how many said yes. I mean, because think about it. If he's making transactions over fucking speed bumps, I mean, think about things you come to the mayor for when you need help.
Yeah.
Like your son got a DUI or some shit, So I got a feeling that he's gotten away with a lot more than just the speed bump thing.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, go ahead.
This guy strikes me as a habitual offender, and there are a lot of ladies out there with similar stories.
Yeah. His bedpost probably has enough notches in it where it looks like a totem pole.
You see all these speed bumps around town?
That's right. That's right.
Speed bumps and stop signs and yield signs and.
I will ban the speed bumps. They triggered my fifis.
And this epic rezoning. Damn, that was an awesome night.
I'm curious if she has to put out for speed bumps. What do you think the going rate is for something big?
That's my whole point there, man. Just think about it's like, you're going anal for this one.
Seriously, what do you think it's going to cost to get the post office remodeled?
Oh my gosh!
Oh shit! They could probably make a video out of that.
Or to get someone rezoned for a business.
The mailman. Why did you hang the mailman in front of the post office?
You want a beauty shop here?
I thought it looked nice.
It's zoned residential, honey.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Okay.
Sorry, Tara.
We have a contender for the Instant Karma Award.
Oh, cool.
That was fast. Of course, this says Florida, so holy shit. Okay, so Florida man leaves stash of drugs in plain sight after calling 911 to report false home invasion. Holy shit. I will read that again. Florida man leaves stash of drugs in plain sight after calling 911 to report false home invasion.
Oh my God. What's the logic? Okay, you got to walk me through this one, man.
Okay.
The Darwin Awards go to this guy.
Oh my gosh.
This is
Okay.
not computing at all.
Sarasota, Florida. Deputies say that a Florida man called 911 to report a home invasion and ended up in custody after they found no one breaking in. But rather a trafficking amount of cocaine and Xanax. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was probably on like a 4 or 5 day binge.
Yeah, according to the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, who shared news of the arrest on Twitter with the caption, Florida, Austin Stenkel, 22, was arrested Tuesday on nearly a dozen felony drug charges. According to the Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to Stenkel's home around 11 p.m. on Monday after he called to report people running through his home and backyard on he was out of it, on Yorktown Street in Sarasota. Deputies say he was under the influence of narcotics at the time of the call. Well, no shit.
Yeah.
When deputies arrived, Stenkel invited them inside, where they noticed several narcotics and paraphernalia often used to sell narcotics in plain view, according to the arrest report.
Scales.
Mhm.
Scales and baggies.
Yep, yep. Detectives executed a search warrant early Tuesday morning on Stankel's home when they say they recovered several dozen pieces of evidence, including 45 grams of cocaine, more than 3,000 Xanax pills, 3,800 grams of marijuana, various synthetic drugs, more prescription pills. Ooh. Several miscellaneous substances were also submitted to the agency's drug lab for further testing. Wow. Stankel faces 11 charges, including trafficking cocaine, 4 counts of possession of a prescription with intent to sell, 4 counts of possession of a controlled substance, possession of marijuana with intent to sell, possession of drug paraphernalia. He remains in custody on Wednesday without bond. The investigation is ongoing and additional charges are pending.
Crazy.
Wow.
Dumbass.
Called to report people running through his home and backyard.
I've had friends do that before.
Wow.
I had 2 guys I know. They were on angel dust, and they called up the cops. I think they called the cops on themselves, or they were trying to call the cops on somebody else, and they were so retarded they gave the address where they were at. But they wound up having to hide up in the trees in the swamp for like about a good, I'd say 4 or 5 hours. You know, because the cops were there, like, searching everything with flashlights and shit going all over the place.
Man. So there's 28.35 grams per ounce. So that was not quite, what, 2 ounces of coke, which is a lot of coke. That's like, you know, a gram is...
Well, that's 2 onions. That's going to run you about a little bit under $400. So,
yeah. Is that how cheap that shit is now?
oh, let me see. Well, the going rate when I was still out and about in the game was, I think, about, depending on how heavy it got stepped on, you're looking at about 145 to 185 per ball. So all I'm saying, oh God, I said onion, right? You're talking onion. I'm thinking ball.
You're thinking of 8 balls?
Yeah, I was thinking of balls.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Damn, that's still a good price, man. Back in the day, we were doing $100 for a gram. You know, so it was like $2.35 for an 8 ball.
well, you got to remember, most of the guys I knew, they were picking up about a quarter pound of the shit at a clip.
Yeah.
So that was what it was breaking out to on street value. If you were paying about $1.85 a ball, you were looking at decent shit. The lower the price, you know that the lower the price, the more the cut.
Correct. Yeah.
Holy shit! I just want to segue here for a second, but Nick's
Me and
radio.
Scoobie know what we're talking about. Everybody's going, we need to distance ourselves from this a little bit.
Well, I just wanted to say hi to Nick's radio in the chat. I haven't seen this dude, since December. Wow, dude, long time no see, man. I just want to thank you again for being part of my last collaboration video. That was really awesome. I don't know if I've had an opportunity to say thank you for that. I have another one coming up next month. If you want to jump in on that one as well. I'm down to 2. The last 2 possibilities as far as what the subject is going to be, and I guess I'll be letting people know about mid-month in March what's going down there. It was going to be this month, but a lot of shit came up that I couldn't get away from, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's what happened. Anyhow, segue over.
Oh, good. I think we were done educating the masses to the going prices of cocaine.
Okay.
So when you go out and when you go out shopping now, guys, you know when you're getting ripped off. Just
Yeah.
Foxo now like this brand of coke. This Devo Leche tastes like shit.
Okay, so our next story is Nude Man's story fails to add up. Okay, this is from Melbourne, Florida. A man found wandering naked Sunday afternoon in the parking lot of a plumbing business was jailed after failing to give Melbourne police a plausible reason why he was out without clothes. The unidentified 31-year-old man was taken into custody and charged with exposure of sexual organs He was expected to be turned over to the Brevard County Jail later for booking. The incident happened about 4:30 p.m. Sunday on the 3900 block of Dow Road, an industrial area. A caller told the police dispatchers that the man was walking about naked. Officers arrived and attempted to talk to the man. The man briefly ran around the parking lot before officers caught up with him and asked him to explain the nudity. He offered numerous stories, none of which was logical as to why he had no clothes. Said Sergeant Martin Miller of the Melbourne Police Department. One story the man gave was, he said he was in the area when another person walked up to him. Thinking it was a robbery, the man said he first soiled his pants and then gave the man his shirt. Police took the man, described as lucid, was taken into custody. He'll go before a judge Monday afternoon for a first appearance hearing.
Now, the only problem I have with this whole article is like the second sentence when they said that he didn't give them a plausible reason. My thought is, if he gave them a plausible reason, you tell me these cops are going to cut him loose?
No, I don't imagine so. So any kind of bullshit story would, hey, you know, as long as I'm in this situation, I might as well feed them a line of shit. So I'll do that. It's not like the truth would help me at all in this situation.
Yeah, gotta give those cops a good chuckle, you know?
Mm-hmm. Give them their money's worth.
Oh, I can't. This is too good.
Well, I guess he must have been an emperor of some country because he was certainly traveling without any clothes.
Let me ask you guys. I don't watch network television anymore. Is that TV show Cops still on?
Oh God, I hope so.
No, I don't think it is.
That's too bad.
I would give anything to see these episodes.
No shit.
Yes.
I need to briefly be excused, and I'll be right back.
All right.
You know, I'm an old man, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we will.
You know, there's a reason why you're called irate prostate.
We'll take it. We'll do another NHL break while he is in the can. Well, it appears as though Florida man is now beating Vancouver. Surprise, surprise. It's 4-2 at the end of the first period. So we started off this broadcast. It was 1-0 in favor of Vancouver in the first. At the end of this very first period, it is now 4-2 in favor of Florida. I don't expect the Vancouver Canucks to mount much of an effort here to actually finish this game ahead. So we are moving on to the Montreal, Colorado, which is, of course, Colorado is beating Montreal 1-0 with 4:05 left in the second period. And just to recap, the not favorite team of Irving Twin, the Toronto Maple Leafs, have defeated the Columbus Blue Jackets 6-3, doubled up their opponent there. And, of course, this was the NHL break brought to you by the Next 6 Minutes. So, any further thoughts on the Emperor with no clothes?
Why was he in the plumbing supply place?
That's a damn good question. Yeah, location matters. Location.
Take a dump.
Well,
God.
He took a dump so hard he blew his clothes off, or he was out of toilet paper, and he had the Taco Bell before. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting stories that I imagine this guy could have told, and
Walks in with a raging heart on, screaming, "I need a crescent wrench!"
I need some soldering and a blowtorch. That's what happened. His clothes caught on fire, so he had to get rid of them. He needed a torch and some soldering for some emergency repair work, and caught his clothes on fire. I don't know. I'm really grasping at trying to explain what the hell is. It's just fucking bizarre. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Florida. Thank you, Florida. Oh my gosh. That comes to us from the city of Melbourne, of course. Whereabouts is Melbourne in relation to, say, like Tampa or Orlando?
I have no clue.
Hmm. It's in the state of Florida. That's all we know. Oh my gosh. Irate prostate, you return
Yes, sir.
as I begin this
All right.
this very appropriate Valentine's Day story.
Correct. All right. Melbourne is, I'm going to say, it looks like about 60, 70 miles southeast of Orlando.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So kind of in that swamp, that little gutter of swamp that goes down the middle right there. Yeah. Nifty.
It must have been the swamp gas that made the aliens take this guy's clothes.
That's right.
There we go. I'm going with that explanation. It was the swamp gas and the aliens.
Maybe it was the Lakeland frogs.
Well, they have been made gay, so
They're all gay.
They're all good. Willing to mingle.
Cass, you're gonna injure yourself doing the Bernie voice sometime.
Yeah.
I must do it for the comrades.
You must do it for the lols. Anyhow, let's see. We have a special Valentine's Day story here from the great city of Miami. Thank you, Miami. Let's see. Want to keep the VD out of Valentine's Day? Miami has the condom for you. Miami-Dade County health officials know some of you plan to make like Queen and get down and make love on Valentine's Day, so the county is issuing its first ever Miami-themed condom to promote safer sex practices. This is, of course, better than
God.
what was that outfit, the Natural History Museum that wanted people to think of the endangered species, so they had these animal-themed things. Oh my gosh. Think of it as a no VD on Valentine's Day and beyond, because why stop at one day? So what makes these condoms so Miami? Well, they boast orange and yellow colors and palm trees. If you look at it, if you turn it to the side, you can see that there's a sunrise. So we hope it's a new beginning to what we're doing. Renee Diaz, Executive Director for Miami-Dade's Office of Community Advocacy, told CBS4, the branded condom props up the health department's new Getting to Zero Awareness campaign. That's very oddly put, Getting to Zero Awareness. It isn't...
maybe zero, like 0% HIV. Maybe.
Oh, okay,
like
okay. Yeah, they need a
Maybe
comma.
they should go with absolute awareness or total awareness, something not zero, because zero awareness would mean that and everyone would have no idea what the fuck it is.
They need a comma.
Yeah.
Getting to zero, comma, awareness. Anyhow, which aims for zero new HIV infections, zero stigma, and zero discrimination. There is much work to do, according to 2016 figures from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention IV's surveillance report. Miami-Dade had the highest HIV infection rate in the United States, with nearly 26,000 people living with HIV in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Diaz said
Good Lord.
it takes only one time to get infected. We're hoping this new branded condom will get people excited about using it. Want one or more? Oh, okay. Everybody write this down. Visit testmiami.org and enter your zip code to find a location near you. So I guess it's more of a Miami area thing. So you just can't.
What about the people outside of Miami? What are they going to do if they want their special condoms that they're supposed to be taking to prevent the HIV and AIDS and all that good stuff?
Well, I can speak from firsthand experience when I went down to Miami. I got like physically assaulted twice by like the black chicks down there.
Holy shit.
Yeah, bro. They just not physically like attacked. I mean like groped.
You got jumped.
I got groped.
Hashtag me too. Hashtag me too.
No, what it is,
Oh,
I didn't
boy.
know when I went down there Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. What's up, Tara?
I said, pound me too.
Anyway, moving on.
Lol, that's a good one.
Put you on the spot, dude.
I'm just your typical furry farmer. My Fs. Don't touch me. No.
When I was down there, I was I didn't know Memorial Day weekend. There's this thing that goes on in Atlanta called Freaknik, and what it is, Freaknik goes down to Miami for Memorial Day. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a black version of like spring break.
Yeah,
And
well,
it's crazy, man.
It's like a picnic for freaks.
It's just a rolling party, man, and I mean it is humongous. It's like every black college gets out right at the same time, right? And so they all go to Atlanta like during the week, and then like for the weekend, the ones that have a lot of money, you know, they go all the way down to Florida and get crazy down there.
Yeah, and I didn't know this. So I'm I'm there for Memorial Day weekend, and I told Tara about this in the chat, like messaging. But what had happened was I was looking to score some reefer. So I seen these two black chicks, and they're all tatted up and shit. And I went up to them, and I asked them, you know, if I could score anything off of them. And one of them said no, and proceeded to like whip my shit out of my bathing suit. But said, "No, we'll play with this." And I had like. No, I was there with my wife. I pulled away from them. I'm like, nah, I'm here with my wife. What the fuck's the matter with you? The same thing when I was leaving IHOP. Like, this girl came up and was running her hands all over me. And my wife comes out behind me, and she's, like, growling and shit. She's like, and because my wife is really short, but she, you know, like, she was, I think she probably would have killed this girl. So I got back, and I asked the security guard, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This all happened in, like, within an hour of each other. And so...
Man, what borough are you in, man?
I was in Miami Beach. I was right in North Beach.
No, what borough are you in now? Where do you live?
Right now?
Which borough? Yeah.
I'm right over by the county line for Suffolk and Nassau. I'm outside of the New York City area, thankfully. I'm within the New York City area, but I'm outside of the city limits.
So you're almost in Nassau County.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you're out all right, you're out in the sticks, man.
No, I'm not. I'm not in the sticks at all.
I'm fucking with you, dude.
I was gonna say, no, the sticks is way out for me.
Scoobie's in the knee deep of the Kringleberry and the Mao marching and all that shit.
Yeah, seriously.
It just keeps going and going and going, man. Yeah, I love that. I love that city, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, where I am, trying to think of a good landmark.
Well, where did you grow up, man?
I grew up right here. I did a lot
place?
did a lot of bouncing around in the neighborhood. We had family that lived in Queens and Brooklyn. We didn't really go into my family, my parents and myself. We never went into Manhattan because my father was originally from East New York, Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. Hated Manhattan with a passion. Basically, everyone on this island that I'm related to and grew up around, most of us hate Manhattan. I got relatives who live in Brooklyn. They've never been in Manhattan.
Oh, wow.
Well, this is the thing. I have a lot of friends who live here who have never been in Manhattan. There are some people who have never left this area. I have friends who, you know, have spent their whole lives within the 4 counties, Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau, Suffolk, and never left.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, man.
Yeah, you get that a lot here. You get people who, like the people who never go into Manhattan. Like, I got an aunt, and her thing that she always used to say, may she rest in peace, why the hell do I want to go in there? I can see it. You know, I can look out the window, there it is.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's like what I say from the north side of Chicago. Yeah. It's like I can see it, I don't want to go there. I only want to go there for 2 things. To see what Ajax is up to, and to go to that Gothic event that goes on every 2 months. Other than that, no. I have nothing to do with those sodomites.
Yeah, like the way it works around here, it's all different neighborhoods. Like people, like we don't like to go into Staten Island because Staten Island's just weird. It's just you ask people around here, they're like, "Nah, Staten Island's weird." Well, what's weird about it? I don't know. It's fucking weird. That's what people tell you. No one ever wants to go to Staten Island. But for some reason, everyone will go to the Bronx to go buy shoes and buy jackets. Now, this is the thing. If you want to get name brand shit, you go to the Bronx. If you want to get the knockoffs that are better than the original, you go to Jamaica Avenue up over in Queens.
Really not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we have a lovely little story, also from Melbourne. Ooh,
nice.
Two for. It's Wednesday. It's not 2 for Tuesday. Well, 2 for Wednesday.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. And the real news out of Florida is like we really don't want to talk about.
Right. Let's. Holy shit,
man! There was a horrible meme that was out today that somebody we know put out on Twitter, and I'm going to hell for laughing at it. But it was like some of the people crying and stuff, and they had taken a cutout of Logan Paul and put him over in the corner with that stupid hat on.
Oh man,
it was horrible. I'm sorry, but it was so funny, man.
Gosh. Well, this is also quite funny. Florida woman accused of DUI purposely peed on officer, police say.
Oh my god.
Oh, what the hell? Really?
Yep.
How's she gonna do that?
Oh, we're about to find out. Okay.
I didn't know she was there.
A Melbourne woman who police say was driving under the influence Monday was taken into custody after rear-ending another vehicle and kicking and urinating on an officer while her child was in the back of her car, according to authorities.
Oh, hell.
Nicole Nespolini, 40, was driving erratically, screaming and cursing at another vehicle before rear-ending the car, police said. The driver of the vehicle was able to motion Nespolini to pull over, after which Nespolini continued screaming at the woman and pleading for her to not call law enforcement. Oh my gosh. When Melbourne police arrived at the intersection of O'Galey Boulevard and Croton Road about 5:30 p.m., Nespolini continued to act erratically, walking into traffic and pushing an officer in the chest, police said. At one point, she stood on her toes to yell at an officer's face, police said. As 3 officers began placing the suspect in handcuffs, she said, "I'm peeing, and I hope it gets on you," according to a press report. The woman began urinating on an officer's foot. Oh, my gosh. While escorting
That's
Nespolini...
exaggerating. That's not what I did.
While
Well, that
escorting
makes more sense, actually, than like actually peeing on an officer, because, it's like, I don't know. I was getting a different picture.
Yeah.
In my head. Keep going. Keep going.
While escorting Nespolini into the patrol vehicle, she kicked another officer in the groin, police reported. It wasn't until Nespolini appeared in the patrol car that police walked over to her vehicle and noticed a baby and the child's seat in the back seat, according to authorities. The child's father came to retrieve the baby, while Nespolini was taken to a hospital for medical clearance before being booked into the Brevard County Jail. She was charged with driving under the influence, DUI with property damage, child neglect, resisting officer with violence, resisting officer without violence, and battery on a law enforcement officer. Nespolini's bond was set at $18,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they also decide that it was good to make her not procreate ever again, or at least take her parental rights away? Because, god damn, what a fuck up.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I mean, you just hear shit like that, and what can you say?
Backhand, discipline. I don't know, something. something drastic because just holy shit. Blitz out of your
Do you
mind.
not have your headset mic in?
Yeah, I was having trouble earlier, and for whatever reason, I plugged my regular one in and it wouldn't fucking pick it up. So I grabbed my regular earphones, and now it picks up the earphones, but it picks up the microphone that's built into the computer. I don't know what the hell it is. This fucker's been giving me a hard time today.
Yeah, you got what they call a wet sound. You got a real wet room reverb, wet reverb.
We used to make fun of Burnside all the time before he got his new thing that he was at the bottom of a well. He was down there with the pirate treasure at the bottom of a well.
Here, let me see if this fucker might want to cooperate with me. Let me switch these out real quick and see if that works.
Davy Jones's locker.
While he's doing that, this is something that I'm doing new on at least the shows that I host. Is that I'm going to read my daily horoscope for the enjoyment and amusement for everybody.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, everybody, fasten your seatbelts. And this is my daily horoscope for today. Although your role in the world is only partially defined by your job, you might experience an epiphany today that alters how you see your life progressing. An exhilarating Aquarius solar eclipse sends shockwaves through your 10th house of public life, inspiring you to apply what you know for the good of all. But you don't need to leave your passion out of your new formula for success. In fact, the more of your heart and soul you can bring into your work, the greater your positive impact will be on all that enter your sphere of influence. Wow.
That's heavy.
Pretty cool.
Thoughts on that? Thoughts on that?
That's intense. Where, is that with your newspaper, man?
This is from yahoo.com.
Ah.
This is from their little horoscope thingy. Taurus has this rather kitschy sort of logo where there's the Taurus symbol in the background and some strange lady with red hair and extremely long and skinny legs doing the bullhorns thing while she is bent over. It looks really, really bizarre.
So I'm guessing that means your birthday's in May.
Yeah, I'm a May kid. I was born in early May.
I'm an Aries, child of the spring.
Aries and Tauruses usually get along very well. So
yeah, that's really weird because that's my sister and my dad, both Aries, and I'm an Aquarian.
And I'm just a fox, a lover of war and yiff.
Nice.
An imitator of Bernie Sanders.
I like the smell of napalm and dirty jock straps in the morning.
Holy shit.
Whatever works for you, kid.
Hey. Different strokes for different folks, man. We'll just
whatever tickles your pickle.
Yeah.
Indeed. I like that one. I'm stealing it. Whatever tickles your pickle.
I learned that in high school.
Yeah.
A kid said it to the teacher, and she's like, "Excuse me?"
I'm trying to think. We have
say that to me.
We got like a local version of that. Trying to think. There's so many terms I heard years ago I haven't heard since everyone's dead now. I don't really talk to anyone anymore.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it sucks when they're all gone. What was it? Oh yeah. whatever puts the starch in your shirt. That was one I always used to hear when I was younger. Whatever puts the curl in your perm.
Whatever puts the wind in your sails.
Yeah. You'd hear all those ones.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
Oh yes, socialism. I love breadlines. I don't go there to eat food because my family ate my cousin last night, and we feasted like kings.
As you can tell, Cass Warfox has no love for Bernie Sanders. or bread lines.
Well, they have to count they have to count the mold, as weight of the bread. So they would they'd tell them it was just part of it was extra protein for them. So
I love the sawdust in the bread. It makes it more textury.
Yep.
Yeah.
It gives your stool a little more substance. Looks more like coffee with peanuts in it or something.
Or people might accuse you of being
it fills you
a
up. It's a
termite.
good laxative.
Oh boy. So we've run out of stories. So does anybody have any further thoughts on the stories that we have read?
Just that I'm actually dying to go to Melbourne, Florida now.
Check out the wildlife.
Seriously.
No, you just come to Gainesville, Florida.
Yeah, Gainesville.
Cool.
Yes, where Skinner's from. Yeah, Leonard Skinner.
So was Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And Molly Hatchet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sister Hazel's from here.
Yeah, so many of them are
Bo
dead now.
Diddley died here.
Oh, nice. The guy from The Godfather died
downtown square. Do what?
The guy from The Godfather died at my house.
Oh,
If
wow.
you look, if you look up Luca Brasi,
Yeah.
yeah, his entry on Wikipedia even says it. He came to what it was. He came to visit my father because my father and him were friends. That's actually how my father knew Mario Puzo. Lenny Montana introduced him to him, and my father. I didn't know. My father went fishing with Mario Puzo for like 30-something years. I never knew it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly him. Nicest man.
I love that movie. I love that movie. I can watch it. I remember one time I saw it, man, on like 3 hits of acid, and that got me into the photography of the movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's one scene, with the
All right,
horse's
is
head.
this bastard working now?
Yep.
Yeah, it's still got a little
Holy
echo.
shit, it fucking worked. All right, hold on.
Yeah, we know you're in the bathroom, man. It's cool. Just tell us. Just be honest, man.
You were saying no prostate?
I lost it. The old man lost it. No, I was tripping, and I got into the photography, man, and how the scene with the horse's head, the way that the camera work on how that whole little it's like the camera comes in and it sweeps and you can see the light coming through the drapes and stuff, and it's just it was really just really artistically shot, and everybody was like grossing out, everything, and I was going, God damn, that was a pretty fucking awesome shot.
Yeah.
And, I was really getting into the technical aspect of it, I don't know. I did a lot of acid, man. So
no, it's all good. It's all good. Acid never really did anything but fuck up my back. Now mushrooms, holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, acid made Bloodwing and his buddies get in a fight with a pizza.
Yeah, I remember that story.
That's really weird because I had a buddy freak out on pizza when we were tripping. It's like he got the pizza and then he like looks at it and his eyes get big and he threw it down and then ran out of the room, right? And like 5 or 6 hours later, my friend Florida Bill was his roommate, right? And we call this dude Enos. And the phone rings and it's Enos's father. and he says, "My son's in jail and he's naked. Why?" Right, and this guy, yeah, he worked for fucking, I can't remember who it was in Huntsville. He was part of the Star Wars deal, right? So this dude's family was money and shit, and he was like ROTC, and he was in the Marine Corps like part time and shit. Weird kid, and he flipped out and that phone call. Florida Bill looks at me and he goes, "Sir," he says the guy's last name. He says, "I don't know why," and then hung up. And and it was like we were all still, we weren't asleep or anything. It was like we were just in his room and laying on the bed, kind of sitting there talking and looking at shit. Oh man, that dude was mad. He was mad as hell. But yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, you sound much better
fucking
now.
sweet. I'd be damned. I get a phone and it actually fucking works.
Cool.
And this whole time I've been using this computer, and now after an update, it doesn't work.
Interesting. Yeah.
I am confused as shit with this.
So you're using your phone now like I am?
Yeah. I took the same earpieces I've been using this whole time, and I just plugged them into the phone, and I just pushed a couple of buttons, and what do you know? Fucker decides to work.
All right, hold on, dude. Did you just update Windows 10 like today or yesterday?
I just did an update for it. I don't know if it's Windows 10 or something. It's Windows something.
Why? What's up with it?
Oh, wait, it is Windows 10. Yeah, because it's got the goofy start function thing that doesn't make a goddamn bit of sense.
Okay, yeah. Same thing happened with mine yesterday, right? I'm supposed to do a stream with Occam's Razor, and I get the update, right, and I reboot my computer, and none of my audio shit sounds right at all. I mean, it sounded horrible. I thought I fucked my microphone was fucked up. I thought the headphones and everything, and I had to uninstall everything that had anything to do with the sound and reinstall it. And then I rebooted it and then just ran it through the default everything, and it worked fine after that. So,
like what's going on? Like what you went through what I went through with it about a week or two ago. My computer started doing the same thing.
See, it's the same. It's that fucking update, man. Thanks, Microsoft.
What the fuck?
Microshaft. I mean, dude, it's like, all right.
Fucking sodomites.
Well, speaking of shafts, I found a story for us.
He's one bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
Oh boy. Amazon says sex toys are being mailed to strangers and doesn't know how to stop it.
Oh, that is awful.
This is why you only go into your local sex shop.
Yeah. Oh my God. The online shopping giant is completely baffled by the mystery that's seen vibrators sent to random people. Oh, Amazon can't wrap its head around why dozens of packages containing sex toys are being sent to strangers. Unsolicited
So did they just capitalize on my joke?
I guess so. I guess somebody did. Our great minds think alike.
Son of a bitch. So are they, just out of curiosity, are they in boxes and bags, or are they just in boxes? Did they take the time to get like an actual some form of a pillowcase to stuff all these in, or or saran wrap or something, or do they just toss them all in a box?
I don't know. Well, we will see. Unsolicited parcels have been turning up at homes around the U.S. and Canada over the past weeks. Amazon said it's looking into the bad behavior. Some contained random gifts like a Bluetooth speaker, LED lights, or a computer vacuum cleaner. But now the mystery has taken an X-rated turn, with Amazon confirming that increasingly the items include sex toys. That's what's happened to Nikki. She told the Daily Beast that when she originally received a $25 sex toy in the post, she thought there'd been a mix-up. She'd bought some mascara from the shopping site that hadn't arrived yet. Quote, at first I believed it to be a mistake, she said. I looked the sex toy up and it's $25, which is sort of substantial. It seems so personal. Let's see. Amazon said it is investigating. A spokesperson told The Sun in a statement, "We are investigating inquiries from consumers who have received unsolicited packages as would violate our policies. We have confirmed the sellers involved did not receive names or shipping addresses from Amazon. We remove sellers in violation of our policies, withhold payments, and work with law enforcement to take appropriate action." Nikki allegedly called Amazon customer service repeatedly to decipher the identity of the sender with no luck. Fearing she would be cyber-stalked, she wanted to figure out whether she could get the police involved. On her first call with Amazon, she claimed she had to fight with a representative and supervisor to take her concerns seriously. "They were under the impression that I was simply calling to find out who sent me a fun gift to satisfy my own curiosity," she told the Daily Beast. a fun gift. A fun gift to set. Oh, boy.
I wouldn't have complained. I would have kept it.
Stole my fucking joke, man. These bastards.
Yeah. If you don't strike while the iron's hot, then you often get poached. After multiple calls, Nikki was reportedly asked to send in a subpoena with the name, credit card, and bank number of the person who mailed her the sex toy. Details that she didn't have.
A subpoena.
But Nikki's story isn't an oddity. Late last month, it emerged that a total of 40 individual Amazon items estimated to be worth over $1,000 were mailed to students at universities across Canada, according to the CBC. Again, they contain sex toys, including a vibrator and a fleshlight. Meanwhile, Mike and Kelly Gallivan, a Boston couple, claimed to have received 25 items in total since October.
They stole the joke.
Oh my gosh.
Tons of fucking bitches.
This is earlier this month, a senior citizen from Volusia County, Florida, said she'd been sent a series of unwanted packages as well. Some, including 2 former Amazon workers who spoke to the Boston Globe, believe the trend is part of an international Amazon scam. The technique, known as verified review hacking, could involve sellers setting up dummy accounts to buy and ship their own products to strangers. Those fake accounts could then be used to give the product a 5-star review, which in turn would help it surface higher on Amazon and Google searches. Interesting. It's essentially... What's that?
Yeah, I was going to say, go for it. I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. It's essentially an elaborate method of gaming Amazon's review system, which heavily weights verified purchases. But Amazon claims that's not the case. The company told The Sun, "We investigate every report of customers receiving unsolicited packages, and thus far our investigations have shown very few reviews submitted associated with these shipments. We will continue our ongoing efforts."
Yeah, well, think of all the people that haven't bitched about it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How can they know? You know?
Yeah. These are just
complaints.
I mean, not gonna lie, I'd probably laugh my balls off if they actually sent me balls. And I'm not talking like tennis balls and stuff like that. I mean, actual balls.
Send you a pair of truck nuts.
You would be ecstatic if you got a free fleshlight.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
I'd laugh hysterically, and I'd go, "Hey guys, looks like Amazon stole my joke."
You know, I mean, me personally, I'm back in the day. We used to go and you go to the library, and you know, this was back when the internet first started, like in the late '90s, and we'd look through the white pages for people with fucked up names. And I remember there was a guy we found in Tennessee. I'll never forget it. His name was John T. Shithouse. And I remember because we kept sending this man so much shit in the mail. I personally didn't get the chance to send him anything. I didn't have any money, but I kept telling the guys I would give him ideas. They sent him Malibu Barbie. They sent him like shit to do your own mustache at home if you were a woman. Just all sorts of shit. Yeah, like somebody sent him. You could still buy the pantyhose and the eggs. Somebody sent him one of those.
Oh yeah,
just some legs, eggs.
Yeah,
eggs. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, the guys mailed him so much shit. We had such, nowadays these kids would do something horrible. They send them like, explosives or body parts or some other weird shit, But back in the day, like we were just assholes. We weren't like evil,
I know, and it's terrible, This is why I tell everybody whenever anyone wants to go and like banter and bitch, want to complain, and go, ooh, I'm gonna dox you. It's like, ooh, you better send me dildos, you asshole. It's like, really, where did the sense of you? How divided and polarized is everything that you just.
Oh, quit tugging on your wire, dude.
Yeah, your wire keeps coming.
Oh crap.
Yeah,
okay, how's that?
Yeah, you got to quit tugging on your wire because it's losing connectivity.
Tug on something else.
Yeah, all the sex toys talk has got them all randy.
Oh, yoinky and shit like that.
Do anything.
How is this nation if literally, or the world, if everything's so divided, so polarized, and so, insane, or whatever you want to call it, that people just can't decide, all right, I don't like this person. I'm going to send them a bag of dicks. I'm going to send them a box of dicks. I'm going to send them random stupid shit and funny letters and crap. Shit like that is hysterical. There's no harm, no foul in that. It costs a pretty penny sometimes, but if you dock someone and do shit like that, that's okay. That's like regular comical, funny, stupid shit, Because then you can get views and that guy can get views because the guy will open up the mail and do the unboxing thing and go, oh, here's what I got from that asshole I always bitch at all the time over the internet. Thank you very much, Jack off. You got me a big black dick. You got me a ball gag. You got me a twiddly diddler or whatever the hell you calls it and stuff. And then, you tag that back and forth.
It's funny, like when Bearing Cab sent Jeff Holiday the glitter bomb, which gets even funnier and funnier now that after the crowd situation.
Oh yeah, but yeah. Can't people just do shit like that? Instead, they gotta do some crazy fucking Guy Fawkes shit.
Or getting them fucking flagged and shit, man. That's
it's like
what a bunch of shit.
It is bullshit.
Did y'all hear that? Yeah, Sinatra and Drunken Uncle. Yeah, they both got flagged.
For what?
Come on, Drunken Uncle, fucking hysterical, man. Come on.
Drunken Uncle, he got flagged for something that he did like a year ago. I can't remember what he said it was, but it was I think it was inappropriate content or not inappropriate content. It was I want to say racial shit. It's just like, what the fuck? And see, Sinatra's got the second one, so he can't upload anything for 2 weeks.
Oh, that sucks.
He can't stream for 90 days.
That's pretty shitty, man. Not gonna lie.
Well, he thinks it was Holiday because Holiday, went on Twitter today, said, or yesterday, and said, I got blah blah blah, and there was something that made it sound like to me like, he was, implying that it wasn't over or something like that. It was like.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You kidding me? So basically, this guy decided to get a bug up his ass and decided to go and make everybody else fucking.
No, of course he wouldn't do it. Yeah, of course he wouldn't do it. So,
but maybe somebody on his behalf did, some like one of his fans or something like that.
That's usually how that shit rolls, man. And you have to, when it gets to this level, you have to just say, look, people, don't do it. No matter how much you think it would help me or whatever, don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because it makes them look bad one way or another.
Yeah, that's why on all my videos I have a very long legalese thing in my description. Because it's like because of how deranged and fucked up people are, you have to literally put a disclaimer saying, "Hey, asshole, don't be an asshole and get everyone into some legal trouble. Be fucking civilized."
Yeah, but you know what? I got a feeling that's not going to make a fucking bit of difference if Google decides that you're going to get flagged. You're going to get flagged, man, and they're not going to take it down. because they shot Drunken Uncle down. I mean, almost immediately. He contested it, and they sent him back like, nope, bend over. You're taking this one.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it pissed me off, man, because that motherfucker is just funny. I mean,
he's
that's
an
all
awesome
he does.
dude.
Right, and there's not right, and nothing he does is like, there's not a malicious bone in his body when it comes to this shit. You know, he's not. You know, he doesn't care about the fucking YouTube war between personalities and the Cool Kids Club or any of that horse shit. You know, he's just how about you laughing. You know, making fun of queer kid stuff. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's funny shit.
Because you are enough on queer kid stuff.
You are.
Yeah, we've had Drunkle on a couple of times, and he was always such an awesome dude. So that really sucks to hear. That really sucks to hear.
It sucks ass terribly. I think he can stream, you know, like on other people's, you know, channels and stuff, but he can't. He won't be able to host the Ghost Poo, man.
So it's going to be on either Irate Bear's channel or Sinatra's.
Or Sinatra's. They'll probably alternate it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they can do it. I think Sinatra. He'll probably do what Sinatra did, was make a new channel, a streaming channel. Because I've sent them both DMs, letting them know that I've got a whole extra channel that, you know, if anybody wants to use it to stream or, you know, upload shit, that they feel free to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
I have this live streams channel that I'm using right now exists because of, I don't know if you're familiar with the story. I was on with Punisher. He's a guy that streams with the Minions, and we were going to try to do a critique of pre-Gamergate SGW imagery and the London 2012 opening ceremony. Within about 9.5 minutes, they shut the stream completely down and sent me this nasty message of your streaming privileges have been revoked. So that's why I have a live streams channel, because of that.
Did I show you all the thing that I got? 6.
No, I don't.
Okay, it's like I've showed it to like a couple of people, and I can't remember. You know, it's like I've got a great, you know, really. I smell toast sometimes. Yeah, check this out. And the way it's worded is just so fucking strange. It's in pictures, I believe, because I cut it out, and you know, I definitely took a screen cap because this is just ridiculous. Where did it go?
Well, while you're doing that,
Go.
an update to the Vancouver, Florida game. It's now 4-3 at the end of the second period. So, Vancouver, is this a comeback? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
Speaking of Florida, any more news on that shooting?
I've seen some, and it's a case of, you know, this is a kid everybody kind of predicted would probably do something like this, and that tells me a few things. And the most serious thing is people knew that this kid was crazy, and there wasn't enough scrutiny put on him by those who could possibly have been instrumental in preventing this kid from doing the damage that he did. So that really sucks. But,
well, was this also a case of them just letting these kids poke the bear?
I don't exactly know what
I mean, you know how sometimes I remember, like, a lot of these shootings, they say it could have been prevented if the teachers would have actually, like, intervened. Like, some of these kids, like, got tormented for years. Not justifying going and mowing down a whole room full of innocent children, I'm just saying, you know, things can be prevented if they actually use the counseling services in the schools.
Right. This doesn't appear like something that just happened overnight. This was something that was probably brewing for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so the one is kind of then is on the teachers in a way also, because you know, the one hand you have students tormenting a kid, and the other hand, you know, the kid is unstable. One or the other. It's either the kid or the other students, but somebody you have to. Something's going to give. So,
right.
Okay.
This is another preventable tragedy.
All right, now check this out. All right, I was showing there's this Japanese metal band called Baby Metal, which has these 3 Japanese girls that sing in this really weird poppy method, but it's going with really hardcore heavy metal in the background, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. There was no music. All right, we were just looking at a picture of it, right, at the film. And we were talking about it. We were actually, you know, making comments and everything. And it fits fair use perfectly.
Yeah,
And check out what this says. It says, your dispute was not approved. The claimant has reviewed their claim and confirmed it was valid. You may be able to appeal this decision, but if the claimant disagrees with your appeal, you could end up with a strike on your account.
That's bullshit. That is bullshit.
Is that fucked up?
That's pretty fucked up. And I'll tell you, when we were doing the Olympics thing, the sound was not on, and we were actually, you know, taking, we were jumping ahead and jumping back and forth and stuff like that. So, you know, it could have fallen under fair use, but I at the time I didn't quite, you know, feel like disputing anything or anything like that. So, you know, I was gonna make a live streams channel anyway, so it provided an excuse to get off my ass and make one.
Happy accident, I suppose.
I guess that's the silver lining way of looking at it.
Yeah, well, it's just the way that was worded was like, oh, what the fuck? That's like fucking like Kafka. I mean, you know,
yeah.
I don't know. It just hit me upside the head.
No, I'm glad you brought it to our attention. That's actually something important.
Yes.
You know,
what about Soviet Union?
Soviet YouTube, you blindly obey. You shut the fuck up and do what we tell you to.
This would be a perfect opportunity for Cass to chime in with his bread lines thing again, but he had to take off.
Yeah, Tara had to too. She's having some technical difficulties, and I think the poor got to get up in the morning.
That's
well, yeah. Well, when it comes to the outros, we'll of course do our best to give them a good outro.
Will do.
So yeah, it's YouTube's kind of
communist.
They're fairly, whether or not it's communist or not, they're the way they do things is really fucked up. And so yeah, they're just a bunch of control freaks.
And you know, and I've got a feeling because of the people that I subscribe to and the people that I associate myself with, even though, man, I rarely ever, you know, spew any hardcore, you know, my personal political views on anything, right?
Right.
I'll comment on social issues and, you know, things like that, and that may, and usually they'll fall left, they'll fall right, or just straight down the middle, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I'm not a political kind of guy, you know, when it comes to, I mean, I'm just a guy,
right?
You know, with an opinion.
You
know, obviously, it's not the right one.
No, it's not the prescribed opinion. No.
Yeah. Well, me and Burnside are both known for our politics. Burnside got himself banned from mine because of it, and
Yep.
From Mines?
I shit you not. You want me to tell you the story on that one?
Go for it, man.
Oh, it's good.
Okay. Oh, it's just fucking hysterical. Okay, so we had this group called Wolf. They're basically a bunch of crazy, radical, far left-wing eco-terrorists. And long story short, everyone that knows me knows that I'm an absolute fucking caveman. You know, if anyone tells me they're a doxer, hack, or some crazy shit like that, and they send me anything, I'll automatically believe that they know what the fuck they're doing because I have no idea how any of that shit works. It's beyond my comprehension.
Right.
So these assholes started picking on Scoobie because he had this idea of, okay, well, these assholes are tearing down these statues. How about we put up golden statues of George Washington instead of other people? And then, cuff and stuff these Antifa bastards. And these eco-terrorists started whining, bitching, complaining, whatever. And they pissed off the rest of us. And long story short, they tried to dox a whole bunch of people and what have you. And they were sending all these links, which I assumed were an attempt to fish me and other people. And I was like, hey, John, are you going to do something about this? And no answer. I go to Ottman and that other bastard, what's his name? That other eco-sodomite.
Ian Crossland.
Yeah, that guy. I went to him too. None of them gave me a fucking answer. So basically, I went through some of the other people I contacted beforehand for handling other things. Because let's just say I know a handful of people. Scoop knows one of them too, and we're all working on a little something. And I was like, oh shit, well, if these people are trying to, get their hands on stuff to find me, what if they get their hands on this? And I just, went and tweaked after they started sending me all these little blue links and all these threads and shit like that. And I was like, listen, Ottman, you need to fucking take care of these motherfuckers before I do. I have this thing here, which is the property of these motherfuckers over here. And unless you want to get dragged into a big ass courtroom and fucking deal with this shit, you handle it before I have to. And then, long story short, he just said, are you threatening the great John Ottman and the Soviet Union of Mines? I banneth thee.
Yeah, and he threw him right the fuck out.
Crazy.
Yeah, because I literally had to spam him, and I went into his messages and I went, listen, motherfucker, here's the firm, here's these people, here's all their, I gave him the whole 9 fucking miles. He was just like, yeah, don't care, whatever. I'll support those eco-terrorists. You get the fuck out of here. I was like, all right, whatever. And now he's basically gone after, like, him and the whole admins section of Mines. They've decided that anything that's anime related is considered child pornography, and they've been censoring that. And even Mickey, just for the sheer hell of it, to try and figure out what they're trying to do as far as that, basically been flipping around SJW logic to see if that course of what they're leaning towards as far as like allowing and denying posts or whatever, and they're even going after him. Guaranteed, he's a crazy bastard, but he knows what he's doing. He knows things not to say what happened. Because he doesn't threaten anything. He just browbeats the shit out of everybody with a whole bunch of data. So the Ottmans have really just decided they're just gonna bullshit everybody that they don't like.
Yeah.
And I thought Mines was supposed to be this big, censor-free,
I thought so too, man. It's bullshit. It's basically a miniature version of Facebook.
A paradise of ideas, and
it's diet Facebook, essentially. Yeah. It was created to be an alternative to Facebook, but it really hasn't become an alternative to Facebook.
When Facebook was an alternative, shaved down alternative of MySpace.
Essentially,
yeah. I miss MySpace, man.
So do I.
That was some fucking chaos, man. That was some fun. You talk about chaos, dude. Damn.
Oh yeah. They had chat rooms and regular shit like that where you could just hang out with people and stuff. It was awesome. I love
getting fucking epic arguments. I remember my greatest insult ever. I told a guy to go smoke a carton of cocks,
Nice.
It was so good I had to write it down. It was it's one of those. It's like I'd love that kind of shit. Because it was, but it was there was a friendliness about it though. There was like when it came down to it, if we were like. There's an understanding. It's like I would give you CPR, if you were, having a heart attack in front of me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like that
And
now.
now that's just it's out the window.
Yeah.
And everyone's wondering, oh, well, why is everything so crazy? Because you all decided to be a bunch of assholes to each other.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, everyone decided to become polarized and nuts, and instead of sending jokes and dildos like Amazon's doing and shit, like how I've bantered on about, they decided they're gonna send SWAT teams and violent political adversaries and shit.
Right.
And legalese and crap like that. It's nuts. It's terrible.
And anonymously flag people and get them deplatformed.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. The internet's supposed to be open and free, and all these different firms and stuff are just saying, "No, fuck you. We're gonna do what the hell we want." Minds is doing whatever the hell it wants. Facebook, etc.
You got to realize it's all connected to basically they're pushing a narrative. Like
that's why Ian was so fucking nuts. That shit happened in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, you're whipping that wire around a little too much there, buddy. You're.
Ah, crap. Okay, I literally flipped the reach over from my coffee. Sorry about that. I'll have to mute myself up. I'll have to mute myself before I move it out.
Oh, good.
Okay, well, he gets that. He gets that. He gets that settled. Let's see.
God bless you, Mother Teresa.
We have an officer down, and I'd like us all to take a moment here and.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Commander Paul Bauer of the Chicago Police Department was shot and killed while attempting to arrest a subject who had just run from another officer near the James R. Thompson Center state government office building. Other officers had attempted to conduct a subject stop on the man in connection with a shooting that had occurred several days earlier. The subject fled from the officers. Commander Bauer, who was in the area, observed the subject at the government building and attempted to stop him in a stairwell. The subject opened fire, killing Commander Bauer. The subject was taken into custody moments later. He had served with the Chicago Police Department for 32 years. He is survived by his wife and daughters. I'd like all of us to take a moment here and have a moment of silence for him. And thank you very much.
Yeah.
Chaos 1, the Chaos 120 group. We are Blue Lives Matter. We are also a Yellow Ribbon observing streaming group, and it really sucks when one of the boys in blue goes down, and so you will be remembered there, Commander Bauer.
Yeah.
The fucked up part about this is that seeing as how he died at the Thompson Center, and now that I've gotten back in touch with anti-Antifa in them, Thompson Centers were a lot of these RevCom and friends and these fashion that have been doing a lot of the protesting. I bet your ass those jagoffs are going to go and fucking capitalize on this and shit all over the poor guy's grave.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Scumbags are scumbags.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll go into our outros here. While we can actually still hear Burnside.
Yeah. Sorry, I guess I'll have to talk to you afterwards, Prostate, so I could try and finagle this out so I don't have to be messing around like this.
No problem. We'll get it right.
Okay. All right, who's going first with the outros?
You.
Oh, okay. All right. I am the Burnside Film Project. When I'm not having technical difficulties and shit, and trying to look after elevators that explode, you can find me on YouTube, BitChute, Gab AI, and Twitter. I'm on Twitter as Burnside_bums. And on YouTube and BitChute, we just got the 3rd installment of our Kekistan series up. We're going to be getting the 4th one done within the next couple of days, if not by next Monday, Tuesday, if all goes as planned. We got fun stuff in the works for you guys. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten yet.
And if you're looking for him on YouTube, the easiest way to find him is typing in Frank Rizzo and Burnside. That'll take you right to his YouTube.
Thank you.
Nice.
And Irate Prostate.
All righty, folks. Like I said, tomorrow, that is Thursday, February the 15th, around, let's see, we'll say 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, of course, Central, and 1 p.m. Pacific. I'm doing this thing with a guy named Big Fat Brian, who's awesome and fucking funny. You should check out his channel. He does all this crazy shit with food. And we're going to be doing a Discord centered call-in show, quote in quotes, call-in, where we'll have people that I'll be able to drag people into the studio and we'll be able to talk. We're going to talk, it's called the Cloverfield Call-In, and we're going to talk about primarily the newest Cloverfield movie and what it implies and what's going on with it, and of course we'll touch on the other two as well. But it should be fun. We're shooting for an hour and a half, but if people show up and we start having fun, we might spread out into some other shit. So I'm kind of excited about that. And then I've got the Cream Stream, every Friday night. Starting at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, and 8 Pacific. And I forgot to mention this earlier. Starting, actually it's been going on, but it's official now. Starting Sunday, I will be a feature on the Berberians Gulf City wrap-up. I'll be calling in occasionally as Shitface Alex Jones, and Alex and Beardy are going to do some reviews of things. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's funny. You're going to be drunken Alex Jones. I got to hear this shit.
Yeah. I've got several videos I put up as Shitfaced Alex. So, yeah. He's having a good time, and you can't stop him from having it. Okay.
I love it when he does that.
I love it too. And Billy Boy's gonna show up too, people. We're gonna put the wifey to bed early and go hunting, if you know what I'm saying.
I love it when he does that stuff. Oh, I guess Scoobie.
I am Scoobie331. You can follow me here on YouTube. I am on Minds.com, Gab AI, Patreon.com, and I am also finally back on Twitter as not Scoobie331. My original account, I don't know why it got closed down. I did something bad. I don't remember what it is, but I gave up on it at this point, so you can follow me on Twitter on that.
Awesome. And, of course, we were joined earlier by Cass Warfox. I don't know what his YouTube is, so I guess search for Cass Warfox. And you can also find...
he's on YouTube as the same name. I believe he has a Twitter, if I remember correctly, but I'm not entirely sure. I know for a fact he's on YouTube. Okay.
And Tara Sin is also on YouTube, so you can check her out. Or if you're on, I believe it's called IMVU.
IMVU and Twitter. All those places the same name.
Okay. And I am, of course, your host for tonight. I am the next 6 minutes. Spell out the word 6 when you're looking for me. Also, I have the next live streams. That's the channel that you're currently listening to right now. This was an awesome show. Thank you, everybody in chat for showing up to listen to this wonderful show, and of course, thank all my guests here for participating. And we will see. We're probably going to be we're probably going to be here all again tomorrow because yeah, it'll be. Hopefully this will be my last week where I do 3 days in a row. Hopefully, we'll
something up for you. I mean, if it helps, if I ain't doing anything next Tuesday, which I probably won't be, I can take a Monday, Tuesday off your hand. I don't think I'll be going out until it warms up because oh boy,
yeah,
it's been.
So yes, you gotta wear long underwear under your long underwear.
And there is the off chance tomorrow, myself, 6, I might not be here because I forgot to mention it. I'm so glad you mentioned tomorrow night. Because I didn't go out tonight with my wife for Valentine's Day, was tomorrow is Chinese New Year. Ooh. And I think I mentioned it to you. I'm probably going to try to go in.
The dog. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try to go in tomorrow to Flushing to try to cover, like the festivities. They have like
awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to film it.
You two are gonna have you two are gonna have evening there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to film it, and if I get home early enough, I hope I do. That way, I can relay everything to Chaos at 10 o'clock. So
that sounds fun, man. That sounds fun. And of course, we will all see. I guess Scoobie won't be here tomorrow night, but he's certainly going to be doing something worthwhile. Mm-hmm. And we'll see that footage in the future. And speaking of the future, I will see all of you again tomorrow on this channel. And you all take care and continue to have a wonderful Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy